Welcome to a new edition of DevLive, a dialogue with speakers and partners about the latest conference, the largest conference dedicated to developers and IT professionals, DevTalks. I'm Andrea Balaj, and I have the honor today to introduce you Jan Scheele, CEO of Bloqon. He will be present on 9th of June on the main stage. Welcome, and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Pleasure is all mine. Many thanks for the invitation.
You have an impressive work behind your passion. So, when did you know that your passion will make you so successful?
Ooh, I mean, it's up to you to indicate if I'm successful or not. In my perspective, every day is just another day of doing fun things. So as long as the people where I'm doing them for think I'm successful, are happy, are excited with the outcomes, it's okay. But I would not consider myself successful. Just doing my job, just building my things.
You're very humble. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. I know that you're also a mentor for many TED speakers, and I'm curious if you have a mentor or you had a mentor that you want to mention.
Yeah, for sure. Now, my background is indeed, I organized 50 of these so-called TED events from the TED Talks on the global scale in Amsterdam, New York, Baghdad, Iraq, organizations like the United Nations, CERN, Switzerland, so many very interesting endeavors. During the organization of the events, I had the pleasure of coaching hundreds of TED speakers. And yeah, I was really privileged to coach all these beautiful stories, all these beautiful people all over the world. But I think every successful person also has their own mentor or coach. So yes, I still have my own personal coach, who's Paul Roelkens, also a very Dutch name, I guess a little bit hard to pronounce. He has been with me for years, has been coaching, teaching, mentoring me already for years, and yeah, still guiding me along the way.
Now let's approach a subject that's on everybody's lips, I think, Metaverse and NFT.
Yeah.
What should we expect from this new concept of Metaverse?
Now, the thing is, the event is in June, so in 1 month. But usually, when I speak about crypto, blockchain, metaverse, NFTs, I always mention that one day in the life of, like one day in the metaverse is like a year in a human life. There's so many things are happening in the sector. Every day again, I'm blown away by the developments, by the technological developments, by the big organizations implementing the technology, experimenting with it. So it's really exciting to see the fast pace of adoption globally. So I think it's really interesting in June to talk about not only what are we seeing already right now, because most of the implementations, most of the adoptions by organizations, by companies, by governments are still not visible for the broader audience. So I'm happy to share all the crazy, interesting implementations for now, but also what is next. Because we see so many interesting developments coming from organizations like Meta with Facebook, from Microsoft, from game developers, from the biggest marketing brands, and so forth. So it's really exciting to also see like what is next, what will happen in the upcoming months, years. What can we expect, and what can we only dream of? So it will be a very broad presentation where everybody can just be enlightened about everything metaverse and NFTs.
Till then, can we have a sneak peek maybe on how Metaverse will transform the enterprises? Maybe we can share some thoughts about it.
Yeah, now for sure. And what we see right now is it's important here to zoom out a little bit and look at the bigger scale. For example, the transition that we now have from the physical world to the digital world, right? We see during the lockdown, of course, we saw shopping dating, going to the church, going to funerals, everything, it's happening online right now. Right now, we're spending 30% of our daily time online connected. And in a few years' time, this will be more than 50%. So many more activities will happen online. And what we see happening right now is that it's not just the flat screens anymore, but people are now getting acquainted with the possibilities of virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality. Just not just the pleasure of like being in this immersive world, but also the practicalities. Like it's for a lot of people so much more easier to connect with organizations. It's so much more fun to, for example, play around with virtual friends. There's tons of possibilities that are now being opened by these new metaverse worlds. So yeah, I think the most important thing here is to really see now also, and I think most organizations active now in the metaverse see also the tremendous amount of new opportunities to connect with their audience, with their possible audience, but also to develop new ways of working, new ways of producing. You see factories now becoming active in the metaverse. We see so many new opportunities for corporates. So yeah, I only have, I think, half an hour for the presentation, so I'll try to keep it short. But the possibilities are endless. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this, because this year we have general theme Artificial Intelligence and Humanity Reimagined. So kind of my connection was if Metaverse will reimagine the humanity as we know it right now. So you answer my questions and my thoughts. The humanity will be completely changed. So
For sure, because what will happen is, like, in a virtual world, we will have like a virtual twin, right? So we will have a avatar, but then a 3D version of an avatar in the metaverse. And there's a couple exciting things happening right now. For example, here in Amsterdam, there is a company that is employing 40 full-time staff members that are only designing digital clothes. 40 people, just wearing digital clothes. Another exciting company from Rotterdam, city next to Amsterdam, they already make real life digital avatars. So these avatars in the metaverse are so real that you can't differentiate them from real people. And for example, the Dutch police is now using these real world avatars to catch criminals. So in the child porn industry, they literally make like real world avatars of little children, and they use them as a kind of bait to catch these criminals. So looking at humanity reimagined, well, we will reimagine ourselves in the metaverse, because we will have like a different shape, what kind of clothes, how are we going to act, how are we going to interact with others, communicate. So yeah, I think the topic is well chosen, and it is perfectly matching also with the developments now in the metaverse.
Yeah, the world is changing, and we want to approach as many current subjects as possible. So my next question goes to the area of crypto and NFT. If this, I think everybody is curious if this will be a source of income in the future.
For what? A source of income?
A source of income or financial next planning for us. Most of us plan, the future financially, and I think the community thinks also to invest more in crypto and NFT also.
Yeah. Now there's two ways, of course, crypto and NFTs. Let me start with crypto. We've seen quite a downfall, of course, in the past week. Although I'm still convinced that crypto is the future. And just like with regular startups, after a big crash, after a big bubble crash, several startups will be still there, and they will, become the next big Apple, Google companies, that we still know from the previous big internet hype. So for sure, from the crypto aspect, I'm totally convinced that they will produce like the ecosystem right now. Some incredible new companies. They already did. We see already some companies that are unicorns, right? Have valuations of billions of euros. Um, so like, but that's more from the crypto industry. From the NFT ecosystem, it's very interesting to see, because most people, they still think, NFTs, these are overpriced JPEG files. This is just like a photo or a piece of art that people pay too much money for. But if you look like to what does it actually, what kind of impact does it have on certain industries? We see now in the creative industry, in the movie industry, in the music industry, in the sports industry. We see all these industries now using NFTs for, like building new business models, like having new ways of modes, like to get in touch with their fans, with their customers, and so forth. So, it's really bringing a huge revolution in all these industries, and not just the ones that I mentioned, but also in the property industry, etc., etc. Finding new ways to, not just earning money, right, to really be a business case, but as mentioned, to also bring back trust, because these are, the NFTs are being placed on the blockchain, so they are transparent. Everybody can access them. They, as mentioned, they really were make sure that, for example, for a soccer club, where people, the fans who buy these NFTs, are now in a totally new way connected to the soccer club. So there's so many incredible new ways how you can also, for example, use NFTs for your organization. So yeah, I'm above excited of all the developments. Here it started with just, like more the certificates, the digital certificates on the blockchain, called tokenization. It started with just property and stocks, but then 2 years ago, of course, we saw the sale of the Beeple, the very expensive digital artwork, and then they transformed it from tokenization into NFTs, right? The name, and now, yeah, we see all the industries active and trying to find ways how they can adopt NFTs within their own premises. So and every day also here, just like the metaverse, so many cool new developments, technological wise, companies adopting it, etc. Yeah.
Time flies rapidly, so we are approaching the end of the interviews. I want to leave a thought for the IT community. If you can share with us a message for those who are passionate of tech and are coming to DevTalks.
Now, first of all, I'm really looking forward to meet you at DevTalks in a physical way, right? I mean, it's really excited that we can finally meet each other again in real. I'm really happy to fly in from Amsterdam and meet you in Bucharest. So I'm really looking forward there. And yeah, I mean, as IT community, you guys, you make this happen, right? You make all these cool developments. What started with Bitcoin, smart contracts, blockchain, Web3, Metaverse, NFTs, and so on. You make it happen, right? In the end, we all need IT people like you, coding it, developing it, etc. It's it's up to you. So yeah, I mean, I'm always really thankful to the IT community, and therefore I'm also really looking forward to meet you all. Get in touch, get in a conversation about what is next, what are the biggest hurdles that we can work on, that we can discuss, that we can tackle. So yeah, just really looking forward to meet you all during DevTalks.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. We are looking forward to see you at DevTalks in person this time. So this is a huge excitement for us. After 2 years, we're meeting face to face and ready for dynamic interaction again.
Yeah.
So till then, have a great evening. Thank you for accepting our invitation. And
For sure.
bye.
Have a great day. Thanks.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Bye.